Dear young people, I'm Finn and this is a message from Jake and I. We run GI Camp together. We're all going through one of the hardest experiences that we've had to go through as a society, certainly in our living memory. The coronavirus pandemic is reshaping and reforming our everyday lives and forcing us to re-evaluate our assumptions of what we can do in the future, as well as showing us how valuable some of the things are that we might previously have taken for granted. At GI, some of the work we do has been affected by this situation. The youth service has moved online so that we can continue to support you through regular youth groups. However, it's a really hard time to plan ahead for the summer without knowing what the world will look like then. You might know from the news that many other events for this year have been cancelled already. Therefore, we've had to make the difficult decision that this year's camps 2020 will have to be cancelled.
We know how important camp is to you. We know that for some it is the light in your year which helps you get through. That for some of you this was to be your last camp as a young person. And for some it was to be your first. We know that when the summer comes around, if we're allowed to be out and about again, it might feel hard or wrong that we made this decision. But we want to tell you a bit about the preparation process for camp and the involvement of the wider GI team, which means we had to make this decision. Planning for camp starts in October of the previous year. Preparation between January and July includes booking the campsite, the coach and the equipment we need, fundraising campaigns, social media promotion, recruitment of volunteers and staff, training for workers, booking processes, emails and phone calls and prep days for young people, and ongoing problem solving. Here are some important things we want you to know about what we're thinking for next year and our hopes for what we can do this year. In 2021, we will run the camps that we would have run this year with one change, that the older camp will go up to age 26 rather than 25. So if this was to be your last camp, you can still have that next year. This year marks our 10-year anniversary of GI Camp. Over the last decade, we've never had the opportunity to pause and reflect on the journey of camp. So this year, we would like to extend an invitation to join us, whether together or in person, or on some digital format. To anyone who's ever been to camp as a young person, or who wanted to attend this year, to join us to reminisce, to laugh, to dream, and to weave the story of camp together. We don't know what this can look like yet, but we'll keep you informed. If you have any ideas or suggestions for what might work or how we could do this, please email youthwork@genderedintelligence.co.uk or tell your GI youth worker.
I'd like to share with you some of the messages from this year's would have been camp leads. Isa says, knowing that we will not be able to build our community and share space with each other in a camping field this year feels sad and disappointing. I'll be thinking a lot about the memories that we have created, the collective resilience and power that we have, and how incredible the camps will be next year. Together we've got this. Finn T says, my head knows that cancelling camp is the right decision, but my heart is desperately sad. It is always the shining point of my year, where new people get welcomed into my GI family and connections get reforged with well-known faces. I know that whatever we will do next will be the right thing, and I look forward to making connections in new ways. Saba says, for me and so many of our workers, volunteers and young people, camp was going to be the light at the end of this coronavirus tunnel. I'm heartbroken thinking about what it means for our young people. We must find our light elsewhere. And Sasha says, I feel really sad that we can't spend our summer together this year at camp, but I can't help feeling that we are connected. I'm going to think of you all and keep our magic fire going in my heart. With love and solidarity, Sasha.
At the end of each camp, we all have to leave, and we ask you what you can take with you from camp to help give you the power to do the next bit of your lives. What we'll all have to do this year is to reflect on what camp has taught us, which can help us survive the current lockdown and the reality of not going on camp this year. Whether you've been on camp before or only heard about it through friends, we hope you can take the notion that it is a space that exists for all young trans people and find strength in that. In the last 10 years, Over 300 trans people have attended camp as young people or workers. If you're listening to this, then you are part of Camp Story, and that means that these 300 trans people stand with you. So no matter what you face in these next few months, you could do so knowing that you have the solidarity, love and power of your trans family at your backs. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we look forward to seeing you once all this is over.